Hi everyone, I'm Kwan, the group leader. The other group members are Marvin, Arienna, Fishball, and Loke. Today we are going to present the topic motivation. So let's have Loke to talk more about this.
Motivation. Have you ever heard of it? No? Well, give me a second. Yep, it is definitely overused. Well, now you've heard of the word motivation. Do you know what it means? Motivation actually refers to number one, the influences that affect the IDIP, that is the initiation, the development, the intensity, and the persistence of a certain behavior. Number two, it is the drive or your why to do something. Now we've got the meaning out of the way, let's look at some examples. Okay, let's talk about Lim. This dude wants to be Spider-Man. Of course, he has his own reasons, his why. It might be that he wants to look cool, or it might be that he watched too much Spider-Man growing up. Or he might just want to do this. So that sums it up. Motivation is why you do something.
Hey guys, this is Jian. I'll be talking about intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. I'll discuss with you guys about the definition, examples, and factors of them. Intrinsic motivation is the act of doing something without any obvious external rewards. You do it because it's enjoyable and interesting rather than because of an outside incentive or pressure to do it, such as a reward or a deadline. For example, participating in a competition because you enjoy it rather than doing it to win an award. Let me share you my personal experience. I went to Singapore for a piano competition a couple years ago. Winning the competition is important, but to me, I prefer to enjoy the moment while I'm performing on stage rather than winning the competition. Apart from that, I will clean my room automatically to enjoy a tidy sleeping and studying area rather than avoid scolding from my parents.
Oh, Shun! With so much hair, why you not mow it? Huh?
Factors of intrinsic motivation are curiosity, challenge, control, cooperation, and so on. Extrinsic motivation is a reward-driven behavior. In extrinsic motivation, people will be motivated by getting praise, fame, or money. Unlike intrinsic motivation, external factors drive this form of motivation. There are few examples for extrinsic motivation. First and foremost, being paid to do a job is an example for extrinsic motivation. Besides that, participating in a competition to win an award but not enjoying the process of it also consider an example for extrinsic motivation. Completing homework to avoid get scolded by the lecturer or teacher can be also an example for extrinsic motivation too. So that's all for me. Let's let the next person to talk about the next point.
Hi, this is Arienna. Now, before we start, have you ever heard of self-determination theory? It's SDT for short. It is one of the most robust scientific model of motivation and well-being. It is often an attempt to meet our innate needs for competence, relatedness, and autonomy. I'm going to share with you my experience of self-determination, and I bet all of you can relate to it. Back in high school, I failed my biology subject once. That time, I make excuses such as, this time isn't very hard. This teacher marked very strict one. I go, this teacher never teach the topic also. I also thought that I would never pass my exam. What made me change is after having a talk with my mom, she made me realize I should be more determined and take action to correct my mistakes. In the end, I actually got A for bio in SPM.
What? What the f?
You see how self-determination helps someone to do better and improve themselves more to achieve their goal. For people who want to improve self-determination, there are two ways that will definitely be able to help you. Number one, social support. Family members and close friends are a good example of social support. They are able to foster motivation and well-being because they care about you and want the best of you. Second way, becoming skilled in areas that are important to you is a helpful way to build your sense of self-determination. Whether you have a strong interest in hobby, sport, or other areas, learning as much as you can about it and improving your skills helps you feel more competent. As they say, practice makes perfect. And one more thing, to all the musicians like me. Have you practiced 40 hours a day? If not, go practice. Make Ling Ling proud.
Good day to the people of positive psychology. I'm Marvin and I'll be talking about the importance of goal setting. First of all, what is goal setting? Goal setting is a unique goals we have that determines where we place our efforts and commitments. Most goal setting exercise starts with an overpaid consultant standing by the whiteboard and asking something like, what does success looks like to you? In very specific terms, like, what do you want to achieve? If we are serious about achieving our goals, we should start with a much different question. Rather than considering what kind of success we want, we should ask, what kind of pain can I resist? Goal settings is not only about choosing the rewards, but also the cost you are willing to pay. Goal setting is just like rudder and oars. Imagine a small rowboat. The rudder is your goal, they set the direction and determine where you go. If you commit to one goal, then the rudder stays put and you continue moving forward. However, there is another part of the boat that is even more important than the rudder, the oars. If the rudder is your goal, then the oars are your process to achieving it. While the rudder determines your direction, it is the oars that determine your progress. In conclusion, goals determine your direction. The systems, however, determine your progress. You'll never get anywhere just by holding the rudder. So, start rowing.
Hi, this is Kwan. Now I'm going to talk about the hope theory. First of all, hope theory is created by Charles Richard Snyder. It's defined as the perceived capability to derive pathways to desired goals and motivate oneself via agency thinking to use those pathways. Hope is important and the hope theory is based on several factors. But I want to share about one of the factors which I find it very interesting, which is willpower. So, willpower is the ability to imagine and trial different strategies to achieve a goal. Here's a scenario to show how willpower works. It's the morning of your daughter's wedding. The time is 9 a.m. and you are set to walk her down the aisle in just 3 hours. And yet there's a problem. Your car has broken down on a small country road, possibly out of petrol. Oh no, not again. And to make matters worse, you are at least an hour drive away from your destination. What do? Strategy 1. Call a roadside mechanic to help you out. That's a good idea, but you have no phone reception. So move on to the next strategy. Beg the farmer for a lift to the main road in order to hitchhike. Now, the problem is, you are at the freeway but no cars are stopping to give you a lift. Maybe it's because you're wearing a tuxedo? Okay, take off your jacket to look a bit less formal, but that still didn't work. I know this sounds crazy, but you're gonna try standing in the middle of the freeway to physically stop a car. Essentially, willpower allows you to think outside the box, form multiple strategies and map out a pathway to reach your goals. There's a good saying, if at first you don't succeed, then try a different strategy.